Well, hell fired as RockdaRiff, and I am back for some more King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard and another Metalhead Envy. Uh, I thought I was gonna say, and it just jumped right out of my brain. But I'm digging Nonagon so far. The last video I checked out was a live version of Mr. Beat. I've yet to check out the studio version. It's funny. I'm still trying to get back into the flow, the groove of things at the moment. So here I am, sitting down, ready to check out Evil Death Roll. If I have to go off of just the name of the track, I already like this title more than any of the other track. People Vultures is a really cool track title too, but Evil Death Roll is right up my alley. I was looking for a decent live version. There was people telling me, leaving me comments saying that the live version of the song is so much better. Uh, but I couldn't find a decent one. There was a couple. I didn't really check them out, but I was looking at them through the thumbnail. Now that the thumbnails move and shit when you hover over them, and it didn't look like. I guess I'm looking for one that's like professionally shot by the band, like one that the band is like legit behind 1,000% because they that was their production and everything. And I'm not trying to knock other people shooting live shit because I mean, hell, my own band, we've had other people shoot us live and stuff, and some of them turn out really great, some of them don't. It's an audio quality thing for me. When I have access to what the band actually is promoting and the audio quality that they want, I tend to go with that unless there is like a really cool live version of what's going on. But either way, let's dive on into Evil Death Roll. Okay, so I like that main riff that's going through that verse. Now I know the one here that was a callback to something to earlier parts of the album, right? But this actual verse riff, I like the minor key nature of it. I'm already behind that. Yeah, there we go. Well, I thought we were gonna go a little darker there for a second. Like that. But then it's a little happy sounding here. Okay, this isn't bad so far. I was hoping it was gonna be a little more darker sounding with the title, but we still got plenty of track to go. One thought I was just having right now, and if I am If I'm wrong, y'all let me know in the comments. Just be nice about it. So they still have the two drummers at this point in time in the records, right? Because it does sound like to me the drums. So normally drums are the very center. So when you have them in your DAW or whatever it is that you're recording, you've got your drums running up the center and they're panned perfectly, wide or whatever you want to call it. But the fact that they have two drummers, to me, it does like there is a little bit of a like certain drums to me sound like they're semi center and then pan to the left, and then some other drums sound like same thing but pan to the right. I'm curious if that's how they went about having both drummers on the recorded tracks. Because that's really cool. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what other bands I can think of rock two drummers. Like I know most of the time when you have two drummers in a band, that's more of like a one-off song or maybe like an album idea or something. But to actually employ two drummers for a while, that's really cool. I'll have to tell my drummer about that in my band. I didn't really realize how much of a thing that was till I got to Nonagon Infinity and everything because everybody had mentioned it before, but I wasn't even really thinking about it till I got onto this record. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's really cool. I'm still trying to wake up this morning, so y'all bear with me. But just hearing all the different sound, smooth, synth stuff. Once again, it makes me like, damn, I wish I had a keyboard player within my band. At the moment, we like truly need a bass player. We had one, and unfortunately, he couldn't stick with us. But a bass player is almost a necessity. Like even us doing this 5 day tour we just did, we're lucky that some of the venues, the sound guys when they're running our sound, they're able to add a bit of low end from the guitars, plus the kicks from our drummer when he gets the rolling. I mean, you can have a bit of bass in there, but you still need a bass guitar because that there's something about the sub of a bass guitar that just makes shit just sound so full. Now that's a necessity, but listening to bands like King Gizzard and a few others, god damn, it makes me want a synth keyboard guy so fucking bad because there's so much soundscape that you can add frequencies to for a track and everything. It's like even on the studio albums, like our first album, me and the guitarist, our first album, I'm sorry, on our first album, me and the guitarist, we spent like 2 weekends working with the engineer just to come up with sound effects, just to fill out the record. And I mean, there's certain things that are so almost inaudible that if you didn't know, if you wasn't looking at the DAW and sitting there looking that it was making sound, you kind of don't know. Like you don't actually you hear it, but it's more of a subconscious thing or whatever you want. I don't even know how what's the best way to describe it. you can hear it, but it's not like so prevalent that you can actually go, hey, that's that. And I want something like this, an actual keyboard player, synth guy, that when we're writing the songs is physically there with us in the practice space and writing along with us. I don't like the person we're getting the chance to work with on our second album is very, very talented and knows the craft. And I'm hoping the fact after the fact that he will be writing all his parts after the fact, it will still feel congruent or cohesive with our songs. But you just can't be actually having somebody in the band that plays like that, writing along with you. And it shows within King Gizzard and everything. Like all these sound effects, just the analytic side of me. I'm sitting here like I'm wanting to bob my head and everything, but my analytic, I'm like, I want to hear and sit there and focus on what's going on and everything. Yeah. I like. Yeah, there we go. That sounds like a little bit of a combo of the guitar too. Like a mosquito, man, flying around your ears. Hell yeah. Now I like, is it Stu? I want to get this right. I'm thinking y'all told me that Stu is the name of the main vocalist. So Stu and Ambrose. Those are at this moment in time, me making this video, that's who I think are the two main vocals. But Stu, when he gets to doing the percussiveness of his vocals to match the music, I really dig that. I don't know why. I've always liked that when vocalists do it. I mean, growing up and hearing Disturbed for the first time, when that motherfucker, what is his name, David Draven or whatever, when he gets to doing it, like that shit just worked perfect, and I like when Stu and King Gizzard does it a lot too. That's like a drain barely getting the water. Just sucking water down the drain. Just. Okay. We're gonna really simmer down here for a minute. I think some people have commented and saying like they think I'm disliking what's going on. I'm really not. I truly there's a reason why I'm doing King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard every other reaction. I have already like got hooked into what this band is doing. Now, I will agree some people are like, "Yo, you're doing two albums back to back that their whole gimmick was like this particular tempo." And I think that's the only thing aggravating, or not even aggravating is too strong of a word to use. It's the only thing that has like kind of stuck with me in a negative. Negative's a strong word too. In an unflattering way. It's not that I don't like this tempo. I think just the fact that I've done two albums of it back to back to back to back to back to back without some drastic changes within it is the only reason why some of these songs are not clicking with me as much as I'd like for them to do. Uh, I can say Evil Death Roll to me is sticking out on this album. I like the song so far a lot. I still think from Nonagon so far, Robot Stop is my favorite. I wanted to love People Vultures, but I wanted that riff. I thought that riff was going to be the main thing of People Vultures. But Evil Death Roll so far to me, while maintaining that same tempo, has had more change ups in it. It's having more crazy shit going on to like keep my interest peaked and everything. But we still got a few minutes to go here. Let's see what the guys are going to do. Back to that tempo. Yeah, I like that. A little bass run. Okay. So that really does just Evil Death roll right into the next track. That was pretty good. I enjoyed that. Um, I think part of it, even though, even though it's just the prog in me. It's just the progressive nature in me. I've been working in the progressive metal band I'm in now for a few years, or for a few years, and so now I have like got to where I love music that progresses. And this does have its progression. I'm not saying that it doesn't. The one thing that's just the backbone of the band always is the drums. And to me, the drums, even though they've got two drummers, they're not really doing some crazy drum stuff. But there and again, part of that could be the fact that I've started my King Gizzard journey with Petro Dragonic, and that's like the peak of their skill set at the moment. And so they do so much on that record. I'm still listening to that record all the way through daily almost. I love Petro Dragonic. Uh, but Nonagon Infinity is cool. I can understand if I hadn't have listened to Petro first. I can understand why this is kind of. It seems like this is a fan favorite album from the way people have been leaving me comments. I can understand why because they're doing some really cool stuff within this too. The concept is really cool. I feel like the flow, the cohesive flowing nature of this one is a tiny bit better than Murder of the Universe, which better might not be the right word to describe that. It's just it's different, but for me, I feel like it flows a little bit better. That and Murder of the Universe just has so much spoken word shit, and I'm not saying that spoken word stuff is bad, but to me, it has to be it has to be sprinkled. I don't know about whole 8 minute songs of it. But that's just how I feel, and that's the awesome thing about music because we all have differing opinions and we can all be fucking friends. Some people can't, some people are a little too toxic, but for the most part, everybody can be pretty cool and be like, "Yo, you like that song? Well, I like this one. Let's go back and forth." Uh, hell, some of my better dates I've had was with women that would actually want to sit down and show me what they really like to listen to and would take the time to listen to the songs that I'm into and everything. I really enjoy that. But I would give Evil Death Roll. So I'll say it like this: if this was the first song I heard off of Nonagon Infinity, I would probably give it a 10 because I like where this song goes. I like the ebb and flow of it. It progresses and everything. I gotta go with a 9 for it though. 9 out of 10 horns, just because I've heard the first half of this album. I'm still. I just wish the tempo would change some. Like to me, for the A side of the album, People Vultures was the track for them to slow down. They already started it off with a more groovy, chill riff, but then they go right back to this tempo. And then in this song, at the right around the 5 minute mark, I guess, the drums come down, and they were doing something different. But then the drums rise back up, and they're doing the same thing again. Which isn't a bad thing. It's not. I don't mean this in a negative nature. I'm just giving y'all my first impression, honest thoughts off the top of my head. I had somebody comment the other day on a different video. They were mad that I wasn't educational and informative and could tell you exactly what gear they used and what uh what the song meant and all this, and that's not what I do. These reaction review things that I do are strictly from my personal experience and knowledge and everything and how I would have went about certain things. But yeah, that's the only thing I think that's the only con I can say. And if I'm being an asshole, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just saying like I'd have had two drummers. I'd have had some fucking tempo changing and what do you call it? Subdivision. Hell, there's a drumming idea that I'm trying to get worked out for my band's second album, and if it pans out, I think it's gonna be really fucking cool. It's not too often that I see that happen. But either way, if this ends up being your first time to my channel, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell me some pros and cons. I'm excited to hear what the fan base has to say. The King Giz fans so far that have interacted with me on my channel have been fantastic. Y'all are fucking chill, cool people. And I definitely am excited to hear some more. And I'm excited to do some more Nonagon Infinity. But with all that being said, stay positive, stay rocking. I'll catch y'all in the next one.